Hey, this is Double R. And I wanted to tell you that Anchor by Spotify is a great and easy way to make a podcast with everything you need and all in one place. Anchor has the tools to allow you to record, edit your podcast straight from your phone or your computer. When hosting with Anchor, you can distribute your podcast to all listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Best of all, it's totally free. So go down the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. This is the Let's Roll Podcast with your host, Double R. What up, everybody? It's your host, the Rosenmos, Double R, and this is the Let's Roll Podcast. Today's episode, I want to talk about I Never. Yes, not the game. I'm not talking about the game. I'm talking about a lot of things that I've never gotten to do because I'm disabled. And that and much more right after this. So let's get into it. Being disabled, there's a lot of things in this world that I've never done. I probably never will do. And let's talk about a couple of those things. So one of the big things that I probably will never do and will never try would be skydiving. Now, it's funny I say skydiving because I use that as a joke when people ask me why I'm in a wheelchair, and I just jokingly kind of joke around and say, well, it's because I was an ex-skydiver. I was 6 foot something, and now I'm 3'10", and this is why I'm in the chair. And it's kind of a joke. So, but skydiving is one thing that I haven't done. I don't think I will ever do. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But the things like that scare me for one because I break easy, and I don't want to put myself in any situation where I have a very good chance of breaking. And skydiving is probably one of those things that I can't do. Another one is, I'll say, riding a horse on my own. Now, it's something that I probably could do. I have never ridden one on my own, but I've been on a horse with my mother, and I remember the horse falling over, and that's the last time I ever wanted to get on a horse. So I don't think I will ever do. I can clearly say I've never rode a horse on my own, but I have been on a horse. But I don't think I will ever get back on a horse. I've never ridden again, here's another clarification. I've never been on a motorcycle. I've been on a 3-wheeler with my brother once, but I've never ridden on or driven or having a ride on a motorcycle by myself. It would be something I probably would like to do, but that's probably never going to happen. Again, disability is keeping me from doing stuff. I've never ridden a bicycle, but I've ridden a tricycle. Again, bicycle, not good because it'll fall down. And I'm not built to ride a bicycle. I used to say I would never drive a car, but I drive a car. Let's see, what else? I'll never go mountain climbing. No, that's probably never going to happen. Let's see, what else? I guess I'll never go hiking either because, what I would consider hiking is walking and kind of climbing and, mountain type areas, and that's not going to happen. There's a lot of places I'll never get to go, and that's because it would require me to travel on a plane, and and I've discussed that before in other episodes about my lack of desire of being on an airplane forever. Now, if I can go places a different way than an airplane and safer, and not safer, but a safe way, then absolutely I'll go to different places. But when I say places, I mean more like places overseas that that I probably will never go to or get to do. Let's talk about things that I mean. It's obviously this whole episode is about things that I'll never do. But things that I would absolutely love to do, and kind of have done a little in a certain way. But I, I wanted to play football, and the closest thing I got to that was just playing football with my friends on my street, and I was always the all-time quarterback. Now that doesn't mean I could throw very far, but I still was the all-time quarterback. So I got to play a little bit of football. Um, I played catch as far as baseball, and I have played basketball uh, with my friends on the driveway and stuff, and I've coached basketball. So, but as far as playing like on a team, I've never played on a team, and I was always afraid, especially about basketball, getting hurt. And I guess in general, I'm just afraid of getting hurt. I don't want to put myself in a situation where I would get hurt, and I still could have got hurt playing, basketball and football and baseball with my friends. But I don't know. Just I would have liked to have done all those things professionally. I wanted to be a cop. I wanted to follow my dad's footsteps and be a cop, but there was no way I would ever be a cop because I can't pass the physical. I never had kids. Well, physically, I can't have kids as far as, like, I'm a man, but I've never had kids, or don't have kids. And I probably won't have kids. Not that I don't want them, I don't think the opportunity for me to have kids is there. I'm getting older, and do I really want kids as old as I am now? I guess if I was to have a kid within a year, it might be all right having a kid. But I don't think that's going to happen. Let's see. What are some other things that going to theme parks. There's not a whole lot of rides that I was able to ride, so I've never been on a actual roller coaster. Any ride that you had to stand up in or climb into a cart or something like that, I've never done. I have done a roller coaster, but it was a baby roller coaster. It was a little kiddie roller coaster. But as far as being on these big, gigantic rides, no, I've never done that. Trying to think of things that I've never done that I would like to do. I mean, going back to traveling, there's a lot of places I would kind of like to go see. But even if I was willing to get on a plane and go to those places, the unknowing of what it will be like once I get there. Can I get around? Can I move around? That kind of deal. Kind of makes me anxious or cautious to want to go do stuff like that. I've said it before. I really want to go to Australia. I've made some friends over there, and I'd like to go check it out, see what it's like. But I am not willing to get on an airplane and make that long travel over there. As I said before, I've thought about, well, I could go find a cruise that goes to Galveston. I mean, not Galveston, sorry, Australia. Like go on a cruise that goes to a couple of spots, but ends up in Australia, and then take a cruise back home. I mean, that's expensive to do, but I would feel a lot safer getting on and off of a boat than I would getting on and off of an airplane. I've never been on, well, I've been on a train when I was younger, but I've never been on a train as an adult on my own. So I don't know what that would be like, or how. I had a friend that just recently went on was it a bus? I can't remember if it was a bus or a train, but um, anyway, she traveled that way. I've never been on a bus traveling as far. Now I've been on a school bus, so I guess that counts. But I've never gone on like a Greyhound or anything to travel somewhere on a bus. Um, Another thing I've never done, is I've never been flown in a life flight. Never been in that. I used to never been in an ambulance, but that changed when I had my car wreck. I've never been in jail. Yep, never. I've never gone to jail, been in jail or prison or incarcerated. Not that I'm wanting to do that, but I'm just saying I've never done that. Um, it's weird. I wanted to do this episode, and now I'm doing it and going, well, there's not a bunch of things that I can really talk about, other than the obvious. I can't do a lot of things because I'm in a wheelchair, and there's a lot of things I like to experience and do uh, that I probably will never get to do. Or, you know, I've ridden in planes, so I've been up in the air, but like I said, I've never skydived. I've never jumped off the high dive at a swimming pool. I probably definitely wouldn't do that. So, what are some of the things that you've never done? And, like I definitely said, this episode wasn't going to be about the game I never, but hey, it's talking about I never drink a game. I've only played that. Well, I've never really played it. I watch people play it because I don't drink, but, you know, man, I don't know what else to say. There's a lot of things that, I'll probably never get to do. And it's because of my disability. And sometimes that does make me sad. That makes me sad to think there are things in life that just not going to happen. And it's because of my disability. But it might make me sad, but it doesn't keep me from living my life. There's other ways of figuring out how to do those things that you don't think you'll never do, and you figure out how to make them work. And like riding a bike. I can't ride a bike, but I can ride a tricycle, so that's cool. I can't roller skate, but I can skateboard. Not, and when I say I can skateboard, I mean I can just lay on a skateboard and roll around, which I did when I was younger. Um, you know, and then that's where I've said before with video games. Video games gives me the ability to do a lot of things that I would not do in real life or never done in real life. And that's one thing that I love about video games is being able to do the things that I would like to have done or never did or whatever. And like I've said this before in an episode. Uh, I play GTA 5 online, and it's one of my favorite games to play. And for the longest time, I used to ride nothing but motorcycles in that game. And I remember my friend that I met that also lives in Australia. Um, he asked me, he goes, why do you ride a motorcycle in this game all the time? And I said, because I can't ride a motorcycle in real life. And it's fun to be able to ride different motorcycles in this game because not that it gives me the full-fledged experience riding on a motorcycle, but it's the closest thing I'll ever get to. It's the closest thing that it will be for me to not only ride but even drive the motorcycle. So, and then that's like playing sports. I can create my character to be a quarterback, and Madden. I can create my character to be a basketball player in NBA 2K or NBA Live. I can create my character to be a pitcher or a baseball player. So there's all kinds of things that you can do with video games that you would never be able to get to do in real life, and that's my escape. Different car games. I can drive different cars, you know. I can drive different cars in Grand Theft. I can drive them in racing games and stuff like that. So there's things that you can experience in video games that you would never do in real life. Um, like I would definitely not drive near as fast as I do in all these games in real life. I've had one car wreck in my life, and that one too many, and that's enough. And I tried my best not to end up in a car wreck again. So instead of going on and rambling about everything that I've never done or wish I could do or whatever, this is going to be a short episode. I just wanted to kind of discuss that and see, hope that you could see from my point of view that there's a lot of things out there that I wish I could do that I've never done, but yet some of those I have to create creative ways to be able to do them. But with that being said, make sure you go and check out the Let'sRollPodcast.com. And our next episode that I'm so excited for will be coming out Monday. Maybe Monday, this coming Monday. We have 2 episodes coming out. And I don't know which one's coming first, but I'll just drop them right now. We have an episode called Teens and Friends, where I talk about an organization that I used to DJ for that would hold monthly dances for people with disabilities and mentally challenged people. And I'm going to talk about that. And then I'm also going to have an episode coming out called I Want to Work, where I talk about me working with a disability a little bit more with a special guest, which will be my former boss, my first real boss that I had. He's going to come into the studio and sit down with me, and we're going to discuss all the experiences and stuff that we dealt with and went through when we worked together. So those are the 2 episodes that are coming out pretty soon. So look for those. That's Teens and Friends and I Want to Work are coming out really soon. Remember, episodes drop on Mondays and Thursdays every week. And if they're not out or come out on those days, then I obviously will make them up on other days. But with all that being said, as always, until next time, let's roll.
Hey, this is Paula, and you're listening to the Let's Roll podcast with host Double R. Make sure you're following us on all of our social media. Find links in the description below or at theletsrollpodcast.com.